New groupies get you a lot. Oh no, sorry. New queen, new
synergy.
New lower vibrating female synergy unlocked. For real.
What you heard? Yeah. What you heard? What you heard? You can hear a motherfucking thing.
So go where the love is.
Yeah,
Go
man.
where the love.
Let's talk
is.
about where your mindset was at when you made this album. And
Yeah,
like,
man.
where did it come about?
Yeah, man. So it's actually a trilogy, right?
Okay.
So like, even if you stack my albums up, if you go in the wisdom to know the difference, you are more beautiful than you think, and then you go where the love is. It actually follows. Like, I beat my vices, then I found out the importance of myself and how powerful and beautiful and impactful I can be, and now I go find my synergy. That's what go where the love is the idea of like finding your synergy, because I always tell people I don't look for fans, I look for synergy. If you listen to what I put out, the people who are in that mind state will automatically vibe to that and understand.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the greatest space in your life and that's the type of art you put out, people that are also moving in that same direction will understand that and they'll gravitate towards it. So that was the concept of go where the love is. And like, even if you look at the cover, like everything moves in succession because you're more beautiful than you think is actually the girl that you see in there. So first you see me in the first one with this cloud of smoke, you see this girl who's hidden, and then you see us both emerge from the cloud of smoke together, right? So it literally follows that. So the concept and the themes are always there, bro. But I read this book called Atomic Habits. I have this thing where it's like I try to read a book every 2 weeks. So I read this book called Atomic Habits, and it was just teaching me how to like kind of focus on an idea and like do little intricate parts of it daily. So I put that forth and I wrote Go Where the Love Is in 2 weeks. I wrote the whole album in 2 weeks.
Damn.
So I wrote I locked myself in, I put that time in, and like every single day I was crafting it. So I ended up crafting 16 tracks for the album. And then of course I did a focus group. So I had a focus group, DJs, media people that listen to hip hop, people that don't know me, people that do. And so I put them all in this group, and then they would fill out what songs they liked, what were their top 3, this, that, and the other. And then the spreadsheet helped me rank out what was what, listen to them all, created the order. And so even when I write though, it's easy for me to like, you're like, oh, well, you didn't have the order in mind. No, because the way I write is I'll tie this song to this song, because I know at some point one of those songs will be part of either this album or the next album. So I'm literally walking you, because I read this. I do a lot of psychological study hacks, right? So I learned
this nigga read a lot of books, a lot of psychological study hacks. You know what you need, goddamn.
But
Superman.
But it makes you like fans feel a part of the journey, because like when you say something in one song and they hear it the way, like they'll hear it and they'll be like, oh shit, I know what he means because he said that in this song.
Movie.
Yeah,
a trilogy. Like, yeah, I get it.
100%. So
you seen the movie?
So I did it. So you hear a lot of those elements in those songs. Like Waves has a part 1 on my You Are More Beautiful Than You Think album. So it's actually a continuation.
See, I'm just thinking, God, we made it. I was saving you from.
But the way I wrote that one was, when I heard the sample hit, I'm like, oh, that's that Usher. I think that's that Confessions album. And when I went back and checked, I was like, oh, it is. So I built the scheme off the track list.
Bruh, that one when you doing them Usher tracks.
Yes, sir.
Listen, you right.
Yes,
sure.
sir. Yeah, everything.
So what was up with that? Where did that come from? Because that song right there was hella. All your songs creative.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm gonna keep. Ben put me on you. You know, when I was doing my jog, Ben hit me up. He was like, "Listen, man, if you don't listen to nothing else, listen to this James Wade." And that shit was crazy. You feel me? I even hit you up and told you.
Yeah, you did, man.
It was a dope album, man.
Yeah,
when I heard that all them Usher references, I'm like, this nigga hit him right on the head. So how did that come about?
Yeah. And she say, can you handle it? Like, yeah, is that a question? I'm off that side perp, I let it burn while I'm confessing. Texting on my exes like that stress gon' get you caught up. But that's what it's made for. They all is superstars, fucking all struck a bunch of bad girls, and they all want them. But when I get my boo, then it's all or nothing, or something. Losing your heart, I'll get you scarred. I love everything you are, that's on God, and end the discussion.
Like, as I was listening to the track, I was like, well, how can I attack this? And so when I was listening, I'm like, the thing about me is I really take this idea from like Kanye, where he like everything is part of the instrumentation that he's giving you. So like he's part of the track, but he's not necessarily always like maybe in front. So I always try to say, if I'm going to use a sample, let me utilize it to the maximum ability of it. So it's like, okay, you hear the Usher sample. Okay, so how can I take that a bit further? Right? So I'm like, okay, what is that on? And then I looked and I'm like, okay, this is from the Confessions album. So I went back and I started looking and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I like the song titles would be easy to put in a flow where it's like I'm flirting with a girl, where now you hearing them as like double and triple entendres, because for somebody else, like somebody who don't get that that's what I'm doing, they hear the bar and it sound regular as fuck. Yeah. But it's like once you know what I'm saying, you like, oh shit, because the first 2 bars I come out, I'm giving you 2 of the tracks.
Facts.
Yeah. So it hits that way. So as I started to build it, I like wrote the track list out and I'm like, okay. And I was trying to see if I could use them all. Yeah. But I was like, I can't get them all in. So it was like, I did it enough to where as I was moving through, it was just flowing for me. Because I'm weird. The way I do it is like, I write down all my ideas and I just stare at them on papers as the beat is playing. And then they just connect for me. So it's like, oh, wait, that's there. Okay, that works. Oh, yeah, I like that. And then as I'm like flowing it and doing it, like I'm noticing it. So I'll say one line, I'm like, nah, I don't like that. And then I'll go to the next line, I'm like, yeah, I like that. So I'm constantly like building my verses into like these themes. Because again, the album's got to have the whole theme. Like you can't be like, this don't have nothing to do with the album, right? Even from, if you go from Leap of Faith in the beginning, the idea of like saving money, how black people are like afraid of banks and like institutions, and we put it under, and we, to set it off where I played the actual characters in the movie, and then we go rob the bank for the safe. Yeah. Like I literally take you full circle in that whole thing. So I really think this shit out, bro. I really do.
Yeah.
When I see you perform,
I love that.
Absolutely, like it was a lot of thought into it. Like Perfect Time. I said that's one of them albums. Like if you working out. Like if you working out or doing something where you by yourself, because I was actually jogging by myself. So it's like it was hitting me in so many different areas. I'm like, this nigga right here is bananas, right? And I was so shocked because when I seen you perform, you was a whole different person.
Yes, sir.
When you perform, he's a fucking wild man.
Yeah, Animal Savage, shirt off,
like, you was going crazy,
shit,
like,
women going crazy in the crowd. Yo, you one of the only ones I've seen out here locally where women that didn't come with you, get up there with the cameras and shit. Oh man, I'm in the crowd because I'm in the crowd and I like to watch the crowd too, you know.
100%.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Oh, he just earned some groupies. He just earned new groupie unlocks. New groupie bitch unlocked. Oh no, sorry. New queen, new synergy. New lower vibrating female synergy unlocked.
For real, man. But like for you to be able to turn that on and off.
Yeah, boy.
Man,
yeah. And also you could tell he one of the people that know what crowd he's going into.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Because he got that high energy song, then he got that laid back. Maybe you a queen. Then he got
right. Yeah, but even the songs that's laid back, you perform them like that, like But your voice is like, yeah, it was days like this. I used to pray like that. Like the voice is so smooth,
Appreciate that.
But then, even when you performing, you still kind of got the same like voice. You don't get out of your body, but you get out your motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying? And I can see that being on the college scale.
Yes,
like I can see college kids going crazy
on that
for that shit, you know.
Yeah, I always got love.
So your performance energy is one of them things. That shit what really, really won me over. Your intellect and your style, the way the album was crafted, and just our personal conversations over in the DMs and shit, that had won me over.
Yes, sir.
Like I was fucking with that, but then when I seen you like performing and shit, I'm like, yo, how could you hate this man? How could you hate this man? What bad could you say about James Wade? You know what I'm saying? And that was, and this is what I want to talk about too. Lights.
Yes, sir.
I heard that shit at the show. Lights.
Yes, sir.
And I love slogans.
Yes, sir.
And this goes back to, and before you answer the light question, it goes back to what I feel, right?
Yes, sir.
Cause I'm a battle rap fan. I know niggas that like battle rap. I can tell because they scheme.
Yes, sir.
They think.
Yes, sir.
They know the importance of slogans and crowd reactions and shit. Yes, they know that. They know that They could be themselves, but they have to be a character.
Yes, sir.
This rap game is based on characters.
It is, man.
Everyone has a role. Everyone plays their roles. We got villains. We got superheroes. We got drug addicts. We got everybody.
Yes, sir.
And you understand your role.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Even though you coming out real first name, real last name, no gimmicks.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
100%,
You understand your character, bro. So lights.
Yes, sir.
That's the slogan, bro.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about your slogan. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, man. So this is dope, man. So like the full slogan is "Who you think keep the lights on?"
Oh,
right?
Shit. Ain't nobody about to say that.
Yeah, you know,
who you think keep the lights on?
so it always breaks down to either lights on or lights. But the idea behind that was like, when somebody's keeping the lights on, they the ones behind the scenes that's actually, they keeping the house moving. They're the ones who keep, and the way I was looking at it was like twofold. It's one, we're gonna make great music and great art, and taking it at this level, we're gonna take that and put that forefront. Like, we're gonna be able to show people, yeah, these other people is doing this shit, but we the ones who keep the lights on. Like, we're the ones who is actually feeding into the culture and building the culture to where it can continue to generate revenue and continue to generate opportunities. Because this destructive shit, even though there's a short-term gain in that, it never, you know what I mean? It's never something that continues to sustain for long periods of time, and then so many people get caught up in the bullshit that comes with having to do that. I'm showing that you can do it this way. You can be progressive. You can be extremely, like, I talk about like plant-based shit, and I'm rapping about like vegan raps and shit like that, like stuff that is actually good for you. And I can still do it in a way where you see it sells, you see it can bring people out, so people can't use the excuse like, oh, you can't do that type of music. So it's literally that. But the other part of it is, of course, the spiritual part of being the light. Like, I'm the light in a room full of darkness. Like, when you see me at shows, you see me doing nothing but showing love. That's not a gimmick. That's genuinely who I am. My light doesn't dim because I highlight someone else. Like, I can go out and support and show love to everybody and still make my own.
And you do.
And just showing that, leading by example. Being that light again. So, because when you allow yourself to be the light, then everybody else could turn their light on. You know what I mean? They'd be like, okay, it's cool to do this. Like, I'm safe to do this, or this is dope. So that's literally the meaning behind who you think keep the lights on. And so it's transformed to like people calling me the light, and it's transformed to everybody saying like lights on. Like, I had this, like, even back in like days where I was doing like the college shows, I would sell out of all my merch. Like, it was just "Who you think keep the lights on" slogan, with the third set is like an actual light bulb. Like the way it looks or whatever like that. Every time I put those shirts out, I sell out of that shit. You know what I mean? Because people gravitate and they like that, like it's infectious. Like, as soon as you hear it, you like. But what I was doing at shows, I was just trying to actually do a mic check. So what I started doing earlier, I'd be like, lights, and then what people started doing, they'd be like, own, and I'd be like, oh shit, they know my shit. So like, this lights on slogan shit, like, people have known about my slogan for 10 years. 10 years, 2012. 10 years. So it's continued. That's why when people hear it, it's like, it's not just something that people are just catching on to the West Coast. This is shit that motherfucker, like, you say that shit in Ohio and Illinois and shit like that, they be like, oh, you talking about James Wade, you talking about that nigga. So it's grown to be something like extremely huge, and like it's humbling because you put that out there for that, but you don't necessarily know it's gonna catch on like that. Right. You feel me?
How do your family feel about, like, you know, with your moms and everybody? How they feel about you being away for so long?
They hate it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, they, you know, they were always like, at first they used to give me shit about it, but like, as they seen me like mature in life, they're like, bro, you needed that. Like, you needed to move all over because you're so well rounded. Like, you understand life at a different level than other people. Because again, I've always had to go in and embrace wherever I was and learn from that. I didn't have the luxury to kind of chill on the home base and have that comfortability. And what it does is it genuinely makes you like, unless I came out in the scene and I extended my hand first and I showed my willingness to embrace, nobody was gonna embrace me. Right? So, and that's cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Even 7 Habits of Highly Effective People say that's how you do it. You seek first to understand, then you seek to be understood. So because I've gone in all these areas, bro, it's built me to be the person that I am. And so they love what's become of me, because like I said, when I left home, I couldn't even go to public schools no more. Like, they was wanting me in alternative schools, and then I go from that to graduating third in my class, to graduating third in college, to, you know what I mean, having multiple degrees and having a high level of intellect and study. And haven't been. I run an LLC. I've been doing nonprofit work. I've been a minister. You like there's so many things I've done in my life. Motivational speaking. Like there's so many things that I've done based on this journey that they're cool with the like result. You know what I mean? Even if they don't really fuck with the process too much, they love the results. So
for sure. And let's get to some of your videos. You know what I'm saying? The one at the restaurant.
Yes, sir. Love.
You know, when we did the reaction to that, man,
I appreciate that.
It blew our mind. You feel me? The way you was on that video. That's why I say, man, you could tell you got some acting background.
Yes, sir.
You said you do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? What made you decide like? First off, I always tell people, if you spending your money on a video, get your money's worth.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
a lot of these niggas be buying a pound of weed and just taking the bag home, leaving the weed with the nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Because they'll pull up to a videographer and just be like, my song is about this, but do what you feel. How the fuck you gonna tell this nigga to do what he feel? You
He
wrote
gonna get
your
the red
song.
lights out the truck.
But that doesn't, it
And
doesn't make
stand
sense
right here
to
in
me.
front of the post
I
spot.
He wasn't there when he wrote that.
Nah,
he wrote
he
your
don't know
song.
shit.
So how I'm gonna pull up on you,
Yeah.
who probably don't even know your song,
Nah.
and just tell him, hey, yo, man, how you feel we should be? Nigga,
Yeah, man,
I
that's
just don't know
crazy.
you. I wasn't in the studio with you. when
Nigga
you
said,
wrote
get in
this shit.
front
Especially
of
when
the,
you
get in
don't-
front of the gas station.
Yeah, and especially when you do
Hold
that
your
shit
gun
like when that's
upside
not the
down.
expectation too, right? Because if you tell a nigga in real time to do some shit like that, there's already like a y'all already got like a filming deadline and shit like that. That nigga just was trying to come up with shit off the top of the head. So
And that ain't fair to him either.
Yeah, 100%.
That ain't fair to him.
100%.
This nigga that shot 3,000 videos this month. You done told this man you done popped up with 30,000 niggas to rap about females.
That nigga said, hold your gun upside down. I'm still gonna do
You already know how they get up. Hey, look, stand right here. I'm gonna flash some lights and hold your. Everybody hold your gun up.
Lights!
I don't understand what that means. I never got that shit.
Lights!
Yeah, man. So
Turn the lights on,
what made you
niggas!
decide to make it count though? Like,
Y'all in darkness.
Man, no,
real.
facts. But it, like you say though, it's an understanding of watching what's around me, and like as I'm looking at videos, I'm like, bro, like all I ever see is the same shit, and I'm like, again, when I'm giving you something, I want to give you something you can't get from nobody else. I want to give you an experience, and you say, bro, that nigga different, and I love what he doing, and so I always thought, make these shits videos. So like even Love, right? Love, when I went back and I researched, like it was an adaptation of like a specific song during a time period. Then I found a diner that was still related to that same time period. I went and got the clothing, the leather jacket, what is it, Leatherman jacket, the Leatherman jacket, the way the girl wore her hair, like the outfits.
Yeah,
those
are
are
like
all
the
based on
70s or
that
something,
diner. Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So that was the thing going into it. And so what I wanted to do is, and Skinny actually pointed this out. The way I do it is like the elements of the track and the chorus of the track are to attract the women. The bars are real, it's bar heavy. So it's like I'm hiding like a love message behind the bartender. So I'm grabbing the guys with the bars.
Because I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Right,
with the
but I'm
visual.
getting the girl with the visual. And so that's why they like, how does this go? It's like,
The bars is there, like, and it's crazy because it's not what I, looking at the visual, it's not what I expect. I thought it was gonna be like a love song.
Yeah, me too.
Not him like this is like a lyrical exercise, and then he's giving you a love visual. So it's
I know my insights. Like, actually, women view my videos more than men.
Oh, yeah, no
but
doubt.
men download more of my songs. And so if you've noticed, like, the transition even in my career, the themes and stuff like that, it's been to even out the demographic more. Because it's like, now I know how to grab you ladies.
This nigga
more.
playing chess, man.
Bro, I'm
Yeah.
like,
You gotta
play
I
chess out here
You
for
got
sure.
to,
sir,
but
so-
that's what a big machine do. And that's what you learn from
Yeah,
it.
I did. Yes, sir.
You
I
got a
did.
marketing degree.
Yes, sir.
So you understand the importance of that. You
Yes,
know what
sir.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
100%.
what the difference between you and another nigga is they got 10 other niggas doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you got it all in one package.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? Yo, so let's get straight to the motherfucking cake and bologna.
Yes,
Is you with the girl in the videos?
No.
Is that your girlfriend? Is
that's
that
not
your
my-
wife?
No,
Is
that's
You
that
don't
your
ask nobody
baby
no
mama?
question like that.
We
He
got
a artist. He
to.
gotta
We
always
got
be available.
to.
Artist
We
gotta
got
always be available.
to.
Yeah.
Fuck with
Nigga,
that.
this Code 7, I'm the Las Vegas legend. I need to know.
So I think y'all like this too. So
I need to know.
like even the
wonder
element,
that
all
too.
of this stuff is still like it's all tied in still. Like this is how deep it is. She was in my first ever video.
Oh damn.
That was 2012, I think. Right? So that's 10 years ago, right? Then she transitioned and she was in a video that I did 6 years ago. So I brought her back. And then again, I brought her to be the album cover for my You Are More Beautiful Than You Think album. the last song that I actually released as a single was You Are More Beautiful Than You Think. So the last visual you saw was that. And then I transition you into the album. Now you see us both on the cover, right? So it's like I'm literally like I'm walking you through this progression. So anybody else who's listened to me since the beginning, they're like, holy shit. Like the way they see it is different. Like to y'all, it's like, oh, who's this random girl? Like to them, they're like, oh, that girl was into this video and she was into this. Yeah. And so again, it's helping them follow along. It's like a main character that just came back in the movie that ain't been in the movie in a while.
Right.
It's like you like, oh shit, she's back. Like
what's her
that
name?
type of shit. Natasha Neely.
Shout out to Natasha Neely, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
So yeah, so I like I said, we had time for her to come out. You know, we shot it here in Vegas. She's from Ohio. So we shot it here in Vegas, did the video, and then we did the photo shoot all when I was doing that video. So I always had that locked away for when I was ready to release the Go Where the Love Is. Right. So yeah, so
what else could we be expecting from James Wade?
Yeah, man. So I got a couple more shows before the end of the year. Like I'm gonna do the next Live Fest here. I got the halftime show tomorrow. Tomorrow's
definitely Saturday. August 6th. 2022. We're gonna timestamp that for the YouTube.
I still got shows coming up in Virginia, Cleveland. I'll be in Nashville again. I'm gonna do one in Atlanta before the end. Then that's it for the shows. Then I'm actually gonna lock in. The next album is Everything But Water. So of course the idea behind that is like we're in the world of chaos the way we are because everybody wants to try to find everything but God. And so like that's the idea of like everything but water. Like even behind the nutritional sense, it's like we all know that water is good for us and it's supposed to be the thing that replenishes our body. It'll control the way our mind thinks, how we see things in perception, but we always go to soda, or we go to this, or we're always looking for alternative, and then we turn around and we're like, well, why aren't things happening the way they should? It's like because we're rejecting the very things that would save us. You know what I mean? So, and I can tell you that because even when I did that album, it was the purest space I'd ever been in my life. Like, been abstinent.
Are you done with the album already?
Well, no, I mean the Go Where the Love Is.
Okay.
During that period of time, I've been abstinent the entire time. I had done nothing but eat vegan. Yeah, no, like literally.
Nah, fuck that. He ain't like a boxer. Don't do that. Don't say that. These boxing niggas, wow. That nigga like the Swiss Army knife.
No, they supposed
to be. That nigga like the Swiss Army knife.
Bro, when you got a match, you ain't supposed to be doing none of that.
Nah, you ain't. You ain't.
But it is I prepare for it because I'm looking at it like I'm preparing for life. Like I can only give you the best product from me if I'm the best version of me. And so that's how I knew as I was writing that album, I'm like, bro, this is the best space in life because we don't see life as it is. We see life as we are. So everything that we internalize is what we actually project out. So I wanted to be the clearest and the most pure I could possibly be.
I was just
during that type of period.
I was talking about. You said the whole writing the album. I was about to say so the whole time writing the album you wasn't fucking, but it was only 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so it's cool. The nigga, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Like 2 weeks. So cool.
Like I
did that.
And you heard how you made it sound though.
Yeah.
I was at my purest form.
Hey,
I was in my primest.
My mind was like, damn.
I didn't do shit.
But look, I'll be honest with you. Like even up to that time, even when that happened, I had been abstinent for a year.
Get away from me.
No bullshit.
Back away.
Bro,
back away, Charlotte. Back away, Harley.
I'm telling you, the clarity it gives you, bro. And like when you're not controlled by your vices and when you're not controlled by your desires, bro, it's a whole nother level. And like people respect you differently too.
I was 7.5 years, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
I was locked up. I was 7.5 years, man.
So you know.
But I ain't gonna lie, when you in there with none of them distractions, you a god. Like
clarity.
When can't nothing control you. I'm telling you, the sharpest motherfuckers in the world be in prison.
Yeah, no shit.
I swear to God,
environment is everything,
for
bro.
real, man. Because you ain't got no distractions. You feeling like
can't get to nothing.
Yeah, the king of Zamunda.
Yeah,
you feel me? Until you get out and you see some.
Yeah.
Nah, 100%.
I was out for like 20 minutes before my first song.
Damn,
for real, and I felt
that's exclusive right there.
For real,
some
man.
Exclusive Code 7 shit.
Everything. But while I was there though, you be so worried about your future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And getting out, you don't even think like I wasn't no extra horny nigga in there. You got some niggas that be extra horny in there. I wasn't. I'm like, man, I want my freedom, nigga.
And when we say extra,
oh yeah, they get to do some.
Y'all heard D-Cross. Y'all heard D-Cross.
For real, they do some strange shit because because their body is controlling them.
Yeah.
If you go in there and your mind not right, you're just gonna be gay. I don't give a fuck. You're gonna fuck with a boy. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, 100%.
If
Because you easy to break.
Yeah, you easy to break. You know what I mean? I like once I was there, I knew it wasn't no pussy happening. So that shit was in the back burner. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, now I gotta worry about something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the way it is. That's why niggas be there working out like they crazy.
Yeah, I swear this is an educational ass show.
Yeah.
For real.
This
But
is
that's
a very educational YouTube channel.
It make you look at shit differently. Cause go ahead. I'm sorry.
you know, this is another thing I'm gonna do, right? I decided that one day a week I'm gonna fast.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna fast one day a week. And now that you said that, I'm gonna try not to fuck for a month.
I wish you would.
For real.
I would like that.
For real. Hold on, don't wish that up on me, Satan. But
This nigga got the degree in women's studies.
I might try that though.
Yeah,
because
man,
that's when that's what I thought the clearest in my life.
Yeah,
when I was locked up.
100%.
I used to read I remember I read all of Twilight, the whole saga, in like 8 days. They like 900 pages, bro. For real.
Damn, that's a
In
good
like
read,
8
no
days, bro.
pics. So
The
there ain't
whole
no pictures
thing.
or
Ain't no
nothing
pictures
no
in there.
book.
Yeah.
Because my niece told me I was on the phone with her and I ain't have nothing to talk to her about. I was gone for so long. And she was like, Uncle, at this time I'm watching Twilight. She told me about Twilight. This essay dude say he got the books. He like, man, but I go to camp in 9 days. Bro, I ran through all that. That was the most reading I had ever done. I'm up all night. I don't even drink coffee. I'm up all night drinking coffee and knocking it down. And I can tell you all the books back and forth. I was in like a fucking Super Saiyan in that motherfucker. I came out here and gave the bitch all my power in 20 minutes.
Y'all didn't even know. This nigga Tizzle read a whole library.
For real.
Got a whole library.
On everything. Even if you watch our earlier podcast, my vernacular, look at the way I was talking. To now, I'm like, it's like you just slowly turn
You
to human.
still got it. You still
For real.
got it.
But it was
Still got
way sharper, bro. For real,
sharp.
man. But I'm going to try that.
Yes, sir. No,
I'm
man.
try that, man.
It's everything. It just gives
Steel
you a
sharpens
level
steel,
of discernment,
Oh,
bro.
absolutely.
Because then you genuinely, especially from on a romantic tip, like you genuinely can see when somebody is genuinely in it for you. Like, okay, this is like some real shit, and I'm not allowing lust to cloud what I'm seeing here. Because you know the quickness, you get a drink in you, and she talking, and everything she say sound right, and I'm like, but everything I do in my life is for the person that I'm gonna be in 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's how I always look at it. Like if I'm gonna get into this type of encounter, what does that do for me 10 years from now? And if I can't answer that question, then I just don't do it.
Damn.
Does that make no sense?
That's wild. So you don't never fuck nobody there.
Bro.
Cause I can't even look at my baby mama sometimes and see 10 years down.
He about to get us.
We got 2 kids, nigga. So you must don't fuck with nobody.
Yeah. Bro, if I thought like that though, 10 years down the road,
Yes,
I don't
sir.
see shit in you.
I'm gonna keep it real.
I see shit in you for 2
It'll
months.
get scary.
Yeah, bro.
months.
It's everything, bro.
Ten
Like, I
months.
do that with everything. That's why I'm vegan. You know what I mean? Because I think about like,
So you don't got no kids?
no. Mm-mm.
Oh, you a fucking unicorn out here.
Yeah, man. I'm chilling,
This
bro.
crazy.
Yeah.
You a
Okay.
bastard, man. You
Yeah.
know Jesus was turning down that shit. Jesus was like, get away from me, temptation.
Yeah, bro.
I'm on a mission.
on everything.
I gotta
bro.
preach the word.
For sure, man.
No,
But before we get up out of here, though, man, we got this segment called Game for Lames, right?
Yes, sir.
Let the people know some game you done acquired in life that you feel to help you dodge some bullshit, or you feel they kept you on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, so this has been everything for me. I always tell people it's about purpose over preference, right? Every time I tell people, like, when you start explaining why you doing something, you doing a lot of I statements. Well, I want this, I think this, I. Like, we got to realize the purpose of us being here is not for ourselves. Like, my purpose of being here is to be a light for others. For me to be I always work on being the best version of myself, so that I can be able to give to others. So that's why I'm always feeding into myself, because I'm like, what you get from me, I have an opportunity to impact you in such a positive way. I call it the smile theory, right? Like if you worked a mile from your house and you walked out of your house and like everybody you met smiled at you and asked you how your day was going, think about how differently of a human being you'd be in that day.
Boy,
Make that day a week, make that week a month, a year. Think about how differently you are as a year.
real.
So like we have that opportunity every single day. Most of us don't take advantage of it. But I always focus on my purpose is trying to leave people in situations better than I found them.
Hey, it's crazy that we talking about this right now, right? And I'm gonna get your number after this, cause I think you about to turn me back to a Super Saiyan. But
Still
I
sharp and
was
still.
just telling my homeboy, right? he was like, "Why do you spend so much time with your daughter?" Right? I said, "Because when I like spend too much time with myself, I get myself in trouble." That's just been the history of my life. If I have too much time on my hands, I get in trouble. When you're around your kids, you always want to smile.
Yeah.
Because like you don't want your kids to see you down. So when I look at my daughter, if she's not making the face, I'm smiling at her. Where we come from, we don't really smile like that. So when I'm around her, I'm not gonna go to certain places. You know what I mean? Because I want her out of harm's way.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to move different. I'm going to even do the speed limit.
Yes, sir.
It be little shit like that.
That's real.
I'm not going to be drunk. I'm not going to be too high where I can't anything.
Right.
So I was just telling my boy that. I'm like, that's why I be with my daughter so much, because it keeps me on the straight and narrow. Even when I don't want to be, it's going to straighten me up. You know what I mean?
100%.
So that's some real shit,
You
man.
always surround yourself and put like that's what I don't watch TV, bro. All I do is read books. I go to the gym, I go to the library, I go to networking events, and I'm at the crib and I'm doing some type of training, and then I'm back in the crib. Maybe go to the studio, that type of stuff. I keep my life in a way where it's just surrounded in positivity, and so I don't have chaos. I'm at peace. I'm one of the happiest people you ever meet, and that's why when I can go out, show love, get shaded, don't bother me none. I'm not about that. I keep it moving. I keep extending my hand because I'm sowing seeds, bro, and I know that I'm going to reap those seeds. So as long as it's genuine and it's positive, I know I'll get that back.
Yo, are we gonna see you on the cookout maybe?
You know what? Honestly, bro, I like as soon as that was even the idea, like when I thought of you and I was like, bro, I got to get in this. But as I sat back and I thought about it, I'm like, it's extremely hard for me to degrade someone. Like, I know it's just for sport, but it's like I'm just not in that space no more. Like, I be trying to write bars like that, and I'm like, I just don't have that in me no more, bro. I'm in a different space in life, bro. It's just
a fan.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
I told Skinny that when I came home, we talking about rapping. I say, look, I can't rap about bullshit no more.
I can't.
Because I know I ain't trying to live it no more. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? So, everything.
Yeah,
That's
you don't
what
feel that way. Like, you gotta kind of, and like, there's a certain level of even kind of like hunger and like naivety that you gotta have to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking that because, like I say, I'm front row with that motherfucker. Right. I love it. I'm a fan of it. But I know genuinely it'd be hard for me to sit down and let me degrade another human being. Like, you don't hear that in my song. I don't even talk like that in my music at all.
You don't even cuss, huh?
Yeah, not really. I mean, you'll hear me say a couple little things, but it's you can really tell.
Man, thanks for the energy today. Thanks for coming by, man.
I appreciate y'all, man.
So glad you came, man.
Definitely a fan of the platform, bro.
Up and coming star in the world, James motherfucking Wade, man.
And thanks for the love you showed too. Because when we did the reaction to you hit us up, man. Thank you, I appreciate it. And we didn't know each other.
King.
Yeah, no,
for real.
I like to just thank Peace King. Great interview.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it, man.
Love it.
With that being said, this is probably Talk About Tizzle, and we up out of here.
Lights.
How the fuck you winning if you lost in this? Niggas think they own, so they get off in this. It's easy to get crossed in this. On TOP, we gon' get far from this. Step up in they town and burn it down like I'm a horse.